Hi everyone, it's Sandy, and in today's video I will be sharing with you all my TBR for the Asian Readathon. This readathon was created by Cindy from Read with Cindy, and there are also a few other people that are co-hosting this readathon. I will leave the link to all the information regarding this readathon down in the description box below if you want more info. This readathon was basically created to celebrate Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month, which is taking place all throughout the course of May. I'm really excited about this readathon, and I'm really excited about reading a lot more Asian books this month. There are 5 challenges in this readathon, and while we can combine challenges, there is a twist. Each book you read to fulfill a challenge must either feature a character that has a different Asian ethnicity, or it's written by an author of a different Asian ethnicity. This is just to encourage cultural diversity in your reading choices, and I really like that idea, so I'm going to go ahead and show you all the books that I plan on reading this month. The first challenge is to read any book written by an Asian author, and the book that I selected is The Gilded World by Roshni Chokshi. This author is Filipino and Indian. This book takes place in 1889, it's set in Paris, and it follows a main character named Severin, who is given a mission to hunt down ancient artifacts, and he calls together a group of people to help him with this process. It sounds really interesting, and I'm really looking forward to going into it. I have heard some mixed reviews on this book, so I'm a little bit nervous, but I hope that I do enjoy this book. The next challenge is to read a graphic novel that features an Asian character or is written or drawn by an Asian author. For this challenge, I want to read The Prince and the Dressmaker by Jen Wang. Jen Wang is a Chinese author. I've heard a lot of really cute things about this graphic novel, and it basically follows this prince named Sebastian, and he has this secret life and secret identity. At night, he puts on dresses and takes on the identity of Lady Crystalia, and Lady Crystalia is one of the hottest fashion icons in the world. However, Sebastian is unable to be who he is without the help of his dressmaker, Frances, and she is the only one that knows the truth. This is a story that deals with gender identity and self-expression, and I've heard so many cute things about this graphic novel, and I'm so looking forward to reading it because it's one that I've been wanting to read for a while, and I definitely want to start reading more graphic novels. The third challenge is to read a book featuring an intersectional Asian character or written by an intersectional author, and the book that I selected is The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan. This is a book that follows Lee, who is half Asian and half white. Her mother died by suicide. This is also a story that has magical realism in it. So when her mother passed away, Lee believes that her mother has turned into a bird, so she travels to Taiwan to meet her maternal grandparents for the first time and to find her mother. This is an own voices story that deals with grief, depression, and suicide, and it's inspired by the author's own experiences with mental health. I can't wait to pick this book up. I know that I definitely have to be in a certain mood to read it because it deals with some heavier topics, but I definitely plan on getting to this book in May. So the fourth challenge is to read a book by an Asian author that was originally written in their native language, and the book that I chose is actually a manga, and that is My Brother's Husband, Volume 1 by Gengoro Tagami. This manga follows a man named Yaichi who is a work-at-home suburban dad living in Tokyo. 10 years ago, his brother moved to Canada and married a man named Mike, and a month ago his brother passed away, and so the story kind of begins where Mike arrives to Japan and meets Yaichi. So this manga deals with gay culture in Japan. It's also own voices because the author is an openly gay Japanese man. I don't read a lot of manga, but I definitely want to pick this book up because I've heard a lot of amazing things about it. And the last challenge is to read the group book, which is 1,000 Beginnings and Endings, edited by Ellen O and Elsie Chapman. This is an anthology that consists of 15 different short stories that are reimagining of each author's own Asian cultures. This book came out last year and I really wanted to get to it, but I just never got the chance to, so this is the perfect opportunity to finally get to this book. Since they are short stories, I think I could get through this book pretty quickly. Can't wait to read this and to hear what everyone thinks about it in the live show, which is taking place at the end of the month. So those are the 5 books that I plan on reading to complete the challenges for the Asian Readathon, but there are a few other books that I really want to read in May as well. So the first book that I wanted to pick up is Somewhere Only We Know by Maureen Gu. I'm filming this video a few days into May, so I've already read a couple of books, and this is one that I picked up. This is one of my most anticipated books because I love Maureen Gu's other books, so I was really looking forward to reading something new by her. This is a story that mostly takes place over the course of one day, and it's set in Hong Kong following our main character Lucky, who is a Korean pop star, and she has just ended her Asian tour. She's staying in this hotel. It's late at night, she's having trouble falling asleep, and she's craving a burger, so she ends up sneaking out of her hotel when she runs into this guy named Jack. And Jack was at this hotel because he was trying to get some scoop about about this celebrity that was staying at the hotel. It wasn't Lucky, but it was another celebrity. So Jack is a paparazzi and he's also Korean, but he doesn't quite know who she is. And then eventually they end up spending the rest of the day together. I also want to mention that Lucky has anxiety and she takes medication for it, so I really appreciated that representation. So this is a book that I already read, so I'll talk more about it in my May wrap-up. This book does come out May 7th, so by the time that I post this video, the book should already be out, or the book should be coming out really soon. So definitely check it out, or check out Maringu's other books because I really love them as well. The next book that I really want to read this month is one that I'm so excited for, and that book is Fake It Till You Break It by Jen P. Wing. I rarely request books, but this is a book that I requested because I believe it follows a Vietnamese main character, though I'm not entirely sure. I'm also assuming that the author is Vietnamese because her last name is a pretty popular Vietnamese last name, but I can't really find any information that confirms that the author is Vietnamese or that the main character is Vietnamese. I do know that the main character is Asian, but I couldn't really find any information on Goodreads or in any other reviews that specifically specifies what her ethnicity is, but I'm assuming and I'm really hoping that she's Vietnamese. I love the synopsis of this book because it basically deals with a fake dating trope, and it follows these two characters named Jake and Mia. Their mothers are pretty much best friends and they've always wanted to set Jake and Mia up together. However, Jake and Mia don't like each other. They can't stand to be in the same room. Mia is really tired of her mom interfering in her love life, so she and Jake hatch up this plan to pretend that they're dating in order to get both of their mothers off their backs. It sounds like the perfect plan, but then they realize that they don't hate each other as much after all. The synopsis sounds like it's going to be such a cute and adorable rom-com. This is definitely going to be a book that I'm going to be picking up really soon, and this is a book that doesn't come out till May 28th. Unfortunately, it doesn't come out till the very end of the month, but it's still coming out pretty soon, so definitely keep this book in mind when you're doing some book shopping at the end of May. And the last book that I want to read this month is The Girl King by Mimi Yu. This is an Asian-inspired fantasy following two sisters who are princesses to the empire, and the older sister, Lu, is supposed to be the father's heir and she's supposed to become the first female ruler. However, the king ends up naming their male cousin as the heir instead, which leads their lives into utter chaos. Most of the books that I plan on reading this month are contemporary books, so I definitely want to read another Asian fantasy book. This is a book that I had in my winter break TBR, but I just never got around to picking it up. This is also a pretty big book. It's a bit over 400 pages, which doesn't sound that bad, but I don't know, the size of it just intimidates me a little bit. I'm really looking forward to reading this book because I feel like we don't have enough Asian fantasies. So those are all the 8 books that I really want to get to in May. I am finally done with school, so I'm super excited, but I'm also going to be working throughout May, so I'm not sure how much reading I'll get done, but I'm really excited about this month and for all the books that I've selected. There are a few other Asian books that I have on the side that I didn't want to include in this TBR because I didn't want to have an overly ambitious TBR. If by some miracle I end up reading all these books that I included, then I'll have those books on the side to read just in case. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you read any of the books that I talked about, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you next time. Bye!